Hello everyone, my name is Jaskaran Singh. I am co-founder of Senior. Today we are going to have a session on how to crack internships. Today we have invited our guest Kshitiz Jaiswal, who has got an intern in both Goldman Sachs and Trilogy. We'll be talking to him about his experiences and getting to know how he cracked these companies. Hi Kshitiz. Uh,
Uh,
Hi Kshitiz, how are you?
yeah, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Like, how are you feeling coming here today?
Yeah, instead talk to people about like how the internship will go. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Great. Like your voice is crackling, or is there some issue with your internet or something like that?
Uh, is it? One second.
I guess so, yeah.
Is it better now?
I guess so, yeah. It is better now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how are you feeling about getting interned in, like, uh, cracking both GS and Trilogy?
Mhm.
How are you feeling about cracking
Sorry.
both? How are you feeling about cracking both GS and Trilogy?
Good. Obviously good. Like it has been really hard off campus. So after getting intern finally, it was good. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Would you like to tell us a bit about your coding journey?
Okay, my coding journey. So when I came to college, I knew nothing. So I have started everything in college itself. And from the first semester itself, I started learning C++ and all that stuff. Then I got introduced to competitive programming. Then until I guess third semester, I was just doing competitive programming, all into it. Then from fourth semester, I explored some other things as well, like bit development, and took like started giving contests occasionally, and made few projects and like gone through some subjects as well. And after that, it was just going like that. So when finally off-campus intern season came, so as recession was going on, so didn't get much opportunities due to this off-campus scene. But yeah, and then I was able to make it.
Great, really great to hear about your experience. And
Yeah.
would you like to tell our audience the role of CP in cracking companies like GS and Trilogy?
Okay. So yeah, like CP is a very good skill to have because the main thing DSA and like OA, if you are from CP background, you will never feel underconfident. Okay, you will never have to hesitate on that part. Like for any DSA interviews, you can just wake up and give it. Right. For the people who are only doing lead code, like they struggle in OAs. Right. They look here and there in OAs. Then in interviews also they feel like they got a problem which they have already done, right? But when you are from CP background, you know how to tackle new problems. It is your daily routine to give contests and tackle new problems. So yeah, that helps very much regarding DSA interviews. But obviously, only CP can't bag you offers, right? I have noticed one thing that to crack offers, you have to be jack of all trades and master of at least once. Even if you are not from CP background, then also you should try that. You should be acing in some of the field, either it be development or be very good with fundamental subjects, right? Make some really good projects, or maybe having some already experience in a small startup or something, right? So you should be having a distinguishing factor which should distinguish you from all the rest, right? Because it is very hard for doing the normal things and get there. Yeah.
Really insightful. Thank you, Kshitij. Uh, what all resources did you use in your journey and would like to suggest to our audience?
Okay. So like for CP, it's very much like play and learn, right? So I was giving contests like in first 3 semesters of college. I just focused on CP. I have been to code forces only, okay, and I stick to that. And I practiced, upsolved, and constantly learned new things. In my CP journey, what I feel was different from other people around me was I was not stuck. I always thought of learning new things and keep on learning more algorithms. And also sideways, I was doing practice on the problem set as well. So in CP, I used just free resources available on YouTube, like video editorials, CP algorithms, normal Google websites, and all that stuff. And it was more of a practice. Like in CP, like 80% game is about practice, right? So it was nothing different. Then besides that, I have also done like fundamental subjects and some development, though in development I haven't done much, obviously from being from CP background. But yeah, you need a little bit of development, because without development, like it is very hard. It is very hard with even CP, or if you go with only development, right? Because you don't know in what type of company you will get chance. Suppose you are like looking for a company which focuses very much on development side, but you don't get shortlisted for that, right? Then you'll have no option. So you can't bet on one skill. You have to master one skill, but you should be good in like all of them, like a certain level of everything, right? So yeah, you should be having at least two decent projects. Like it is enough if you have only one or two projects are going to be discussed in the interview. So yeah, those two projects should be like good enough, right? And besides that, you should also be good, very good with fundamental subjects. Now, about subjects, not all of them are very important, but certain like oops is very important, by far the most important, because it is most related, right? In coding as well, in even in problems, we use some kind of object-oriented programming, right? So we should be familiar with it very much. And regarding resources, again, there is no hard and fast rule, and you don't have to do like things to a great extent. Even the CS fundamentals which are required in interviews are far less than our exams. In exams, what we have to do, we have to cram and learn all these things which we are maybe never going to use, right? Like it's too much of syllabus. We don't have to dig deep into everything, but we should be very much clear with the basic fundamentals. Okay, that is what is the core behind this subject, right? How does it affect real world? Okay, and what is its necessity, right? So yeah, like you should be good with the subjects, although that doesn't take much time. But yeah, you can't skip it. Obviously, you should be having decent projects, and then at the end of the day, it is matter of how you perform in the interview, right?
Great,
So
great.
regarding the resources, I just use all the free resources, and it was just a matter of practice. Like everything is available around you. You just have to, like, people ask which is the best resource, what is like where should I learn, all that stuff. But that doesn't matter. Like all the resources are like equally good. It is just you have to do it correctly, right? Yeah.
Great. Okay. And what roadmap would you suggest for a beginner who is just kickstarting his journey to crack these companies?
Okay. To beginners, there is no hard and fast rule for company. Like I never practiced or like targeted at any company in personal. So, like for internship, what I have observed, like off campus is really competitive, right? Even if you do all the things right, you have all the boxes checked, then also you can't be assured that you will get it. So you don't have to lose hope. Eventually, you will get your thing. But the roadmap would be like in major. There are two, three things. One is development side, and one is pretty strong in DSA and CP. So you can look for your path, but you can't leave one thing completely, right? Even if you do CP, you can't leave development. You like you don't make good projects and all that stuff. You have to do a certain level of everything, right? Even the CS fundamental subjects as well, right? So I would suggest try both development and CP, and try to pick at least one in which you have to excel, right? Because if you are average in both of them, then there is like that will become very hard for the interviewer and the people who are judging you to judge you, like how you are different from others, right? So just find your interest, that what you like. I tried development, but like wasn't getting that much adrenaline rush as I get in CP. But I know people who don't get that rush in CP, but they get in development. They make really good projects, they make it live, and like they are really utilizing all their knowledge, right? So both the ways are fine. Just that you have to be good in what you are doing. And in at least one thing, like it is also like saying that you should know something about everything, and near everything about something. Like you should be master of something, and you should be having decent knowledge about rest of the things as well, right? So it is more of that regarding cracking interviews or internships.
Those are some really great advices. Thank you, Kshitij.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about additional skills that people require? Like keeping aside these like material things, what other skills that the people
Mhm.
should have? Like other than these knowledge
Yeah,
based
technical
things.
skills, right? Yeah. So actually, in life, wherever you go, like these soft skills actually matter more, right? Like there are, I have seen multiple people who are master and who are very good in things, right? And all around us, we will see that there are very much many talented people, right? But only some of them like crack it because uh, there is only 1 hour of the interview. The interviewer cannot know what you are actually, right? You cannot deliver everything what you know, right? So everything comes on the soft skills, like how you communicate, right? And what is your thought process and some small things, right? I have seen people doing some mistakes in interview, like they don't listen to the interviewer, right? They jump too fast on the solution, like they don't. First of all, interviewer also tries to give you some basic information which is required to solve a problem or anything. So the main thing is you have to listen to the interviewer completely and you should always put him first, right? Then being confident enough, you don't have to be overconfident, and you also don't have to be very much underconfident that you are very low, right? You should not downvalue yourself. So this communication skills like matter very much, right? No, in real world, when I am talking to you or you are taking my interviews, like for human mind it is very hard to remember the technical details. What we remember is the impact, how we feel after talking to this person, right? Like if we are talking and after this you like feel this was a nice talk, okay, you got a nice impact, then that is the main thing. And that happens in interviews as well. Like the whole thing is the conversation and the entire interview should be impactful, okay? And interview should be on same page as you are, right? It should be more of like a conversation rather than a question and answer thing, right? So yeah, that is a skill. Like communication is very much important, right? And yeah, and obviously if you don't communicate with your friends and don't have much practice about this, then it is very hard to get in just one interview, right? What happens with people, because we get interviews very rarely, right? So we don't have much experience about that. It is just the D-day and we have to put everything, and then we don't know how to, like for simple things like in the intro as well, sometimes people fumble, right? So for these things, like practicing these things is also good, and in long run you don't know how much difference this can create, right? So start explaining problems, whatever problem you are doing, try to explain to a bottle or anything, right? Like he's a person who doesn't know everything, he's very dumb. Then try to explain, try to catch up on English, right? Try to communicate with your friends, give some mock interviews, do all these things. So these are equally important, and mostly these things kind of build your inner self, right? The 1 hour interview is 80% about your confidence and your temperament. How you are going to hold your temperament if the problem is hard, or if he had asked something which you don't know, right? And like interview is very much a chance of game, right? So like you have to be confident and you should be able to deal with any situation. And this will happen only if you are chill, right? You have to be cool, because interviewer is not your enemy. Like at every point he will help you. You just have to be on the same page with him, right? So also, because I'm working with Scalar since 6 months, so like I had good experience of communicating with people. So I think this has also helped me great in communication, right? Yeah, so soft skills also matter, and there is no bad thing in practicing these things as well. Like people practice so much DSA, they make projects on all this stuff, but very rarely they practice their communication skills, right? Their explanation skills, their teaching skills. Okay, so these are also important. In a room of, let's say, 100 people, and there are 10 positions where 20 people are equally capable technically, right? How you are going to make impact? Obviously by your soft skills, right? Like, and it is more impactful than your technical skills, right? Because the impression the second person is getting about you is due to your communication skills only, your maturity, like how you are talking, right? You should have professional etiquettes as well, that if the person is saying something, you should listen completely, right? You should be patient also. So yeah, these things also matter.
Thank you for this really important information to our audience.
Yep.
Like that does matter a great deal in the interviews, how you talk to people, how you talk to the interviewer. That was a really great advice. Thank you, Kshitij. And would you like to tell what in total was beneficial for you to crack these companies? Like in total, what made you like made you better than others?
Okay. So first of all, even if you do all your checks correct, right, then also if the space is very much competitive, then there is some kind of luck involved. So I won't say that I'm very good from other people, but yeah, uh, I have been lucky sometimes, but you will be lucky only if you have put in work, right? So the first thing is, obviously I was very good in CP part. So whenever I got any DSA problem or anything related to CP, I outperformed it, right? Whenever you get your chance in whatever you are good at, give your 100%, make incentivize that chance, right? Then the other thing is being patient. Like for example, even myself, like from the second semester of itself, I had planned to get a good summer internship, right? And like my main motive behind CP was also like started with like you can get offers and this can help in interviews and all that stuff. So in middle, when I didn't get any offers, like a fun fact, I didn't got any shortlist in off-campus hirings, right? Where you have to upload your resume or get a referral. I didn't got anyone. So I was like some demotivated because I didn't got any interview. Even this Goldman Sachs interview was my first interview experience, and Trilogy was the second interview experience. So, like, you have to be patient. When the space is very much competitive, you can't be assured that if you put in work, you will get returns quickly. Eventually, you will get returns. This is for sure. Okay. If you put in work, eventually you will get results, and as late you get, it is much better. Okay. So it is a like marathon. It is not a sprint that in 6 months you will do everything, then a company will come and you will crack all the interviews and all that stuff. It is not like that. It is a marathon. And the person who wins is the one who like lives longer, right? Who stays longer, right? So you have to be patient. You have to be very much prepared about all the things you are doing, and you have to wait for a chance without being demotivated. Just be patient. Okay. Then the other thing is when you have multiple rounds. For example, this GS thing had multiple rounds, like 4 rounds or 4 5 rounds, and this trilogy also had 3 rounds of interviews and 2 other rounds as well. So in this kind of situation, you have to think every round as the for life. Okay, like every round is equally important, and you might get away in any round. So you have to give every round with full seriousness, even if it is aptitude round, coding round, or some like for example, this trilogy takes cognitive ability test CCAT, right? So you have to take every interview, every aptitude round, or every OA with severe sincerity, right? Like it is the end of the world. If you take it like that, then only you can put 100% of it, right? And uh, like the thing is, at every step of interview, some people are eliminated, like 50% people are eliminated. So you don't have to be that 50% people, right? I know people who were equally capable of cracking Goldman Sachs, cracking the interviews, cracking the OS, but they couldn't reach there. Why? Because they were out in the aptitude round only. So in longer hiring processes, you have to be like give everything in next round. Okay, whatever next round you have, give your 100% in it. Then only you will survive till the end. And yeah, and also yeah, preparation. Like preparation matters a lot. Like it will never happen that you haven't done anything, and you like it will very hardly happen that luck is all your side. Like you didn't do anything for a round or for interviews, and you got everything what you know, right? If you have put in work, then you will be very much confident. Your internal soul will be patient that yeah, I have put in work, I will be able to do it, I will be able to get into it. So yeah, like before every round, do a preparation whatever is required. For example, if I'm a CP person, but if there is a aptitude round, I have to do some kind of preparation for that. Even if there is a project discussion round, I will have to uh, prepare for it, right? I can't go unprepared in any of the round, right? Even if it is a HR round, then also you can't go unprepared. So don't take any round for granted. You have to take every round as end of life. Then only you are going to make till the end, and the person who are able to make till the end makes it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Kshitij, for all these great advices. Now, audience can ask you any questions they have. Like anyone can ask any doubts they have regarding internships and all from Kshitij.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I am Harsh, sir. Sir, you can listen.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, I was asking that after second year, how would I train? But I am not good in not very good in CP. I have just completed tree ends and graphs. and my exams are going on.
Mhm.
And WebD is also, I am also pursuing WebD, so it is not completed. No, only completed the front end only, not full stack. And so, what the future ideas can I? And I have also given the interns abhi Goldman Sachs and Trilogy, and only I have cracked only one two questions only, and not much. So what can I do?
Okay, in aptitude round or in online assessment round?
Online assessment.
And currently you are in sixth semester.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like the thing is, you should try to like get into it, get into one thing, like really into it, right? You should try development or CP. Yeah, and in even if you don't like CP, like doing the DSA is also pretty much enough. Like regarding the interviews, uh, like those were very standard problems which are from Strivers SD sheet. So like DP graph and all those algorithms complete everything. Do the Strivers SD sheet and be very good with the standard problems, and you don't have to cram it, right? If those are limited problems, then you should be like clear to them until the core, right? Even interviewer asks anything around it, you should be able to give logical reasons why you are doing this, right? So
Okay.
go with DSA. Okay, do good in DSA, and be very good with implementation skills as well, such that you get OAs and you get some easy problems, you don't miss on them. Because I saw that in Goldman Sachs, even some people didn't do the programming questions because C++ was not included in the online assessment. Only Java, Python, and C were there. So many people were not able to do that, but still they got chance for the interviews, right? Because there were other sections as well which mattered, like CS fundamentals, right? And the aptitude questions. So like all in all, if your DSA skills are like, if you have done SD sheet and you understand all the algorithms, and if I give you a similar problem you are able to solve, I think that will be enough in interviews. In interviews, they'll hardly ask you any CP problem. It will be very much standard DSA problem. Okay, but reaching interview is hard because before that you have some online assessments, right? And there you have to be really competitive, right? You have
How
to
can I
think of the
use that?
approach in like, hmm?
How can I improve that only so I can approach that कि मतलब competition programming so that can crack the interviews on.
Yeah, like there is no hard and fast rule. Either select lead code or select code forces. If you want to go by the way of CP, select code forces, be really competitive, and like thrive to excel in contest. Okay, if you know that I can solve 3 problems in a contest, but today I solved only one or two, like you should not get sleep for that day, right? You should be like impatient to improve yourself. In CP, if you are lazy, you can't do anything, right? You have to have that adrenaline rush, right? You have to have that like hunger to excel in CP. If you think you don't like CP that much, then go with lead code and show that same competitiveness in lead code contests, and like wrap up SD sheet, wrap up all the algorithms. You can't miss on anything, especially trees, DP graph, and standard searching sorting algorithms based on arrays, all that stuff, right? So after completing this stuff, like go through OOPS. OOPS is very important. Then OS, DBMS, like 50% important than OOPS. And then you can do CN if you have time as well. But regarding subjects, OOPS is very important. You can't miss on OOPS. Prefer Java for OOPS. Okay. And then for
My language is
OS and DBMS as well, have decent knowledge. Then these are the things which are enough for interviews, right? Now regarding OA, there is no other way. You have to practice hard either through the lead code or through code forces. There is no other way. There is no golden rule or any cheat code or anything. You will have to practice. Regarding projects, you have to pick a skill. You have to give your 1 or 2 months, watch the tutorial, see everything, how things work, like spend your time debugging the things which you get in your development cycle, like surf stack overflow, and like get your brain into it. Then if you put time, then only you are going to get anything, right? Like in inner, we all know what is the path, but the difference is in execution. We don't do the things, we only like ask for advices and all that stuff. So start acting more, I would say.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else who wants to ask some doubts? Like anything you would like to ask from Kshitiz?
Hello, Bhaiya. I'm Pranav. Bhaiya, like if someone is
Yeah,
starting
you are audible.
CP right now, so
Mhm.
if someone is starting CP right now, what should he like focus and study properly? Like someone who is
Okay.
like
Are you
1100,
talking about
1200 or till 1400 CP.
Okay, so regarding this, I have
Some,
wrote a very comprehensive blog. You can check that out. You can find that in like blog section on my profile. I will share that. Like that very much depends upon your current level, right? The entire thing is practice. You have to do practice. And regarding the choice of problem is something which can create difference. So the thing is, you should always practice in outside your comfort zone. If you are practicing outside of your comfort zone, obviously you are going to learn. Either you will just copy the solution, paste it. That is your choice, and the other thing will be you will keep on learning. Then if you keep on learning, there will be coming a time where you will see that this you have already learned and you will be able to recall that, right? So there is no hard and fast rule for more and comprehensive uh, like details according to your current level. You can check this blog. Like I got these questions significantly, so I have compiled all my views on this. You can check this blog. Yeah.
Hello. What were the ratings of OA, whichever you faced?
Okay. So in Goldman Sachs there was a strange experience. So they removed C++ itself. Okay, there was no C++, only Java, C, and Python were allowed, and there was a like problem based on graphs, which required adjacency lists and many other data structures. So it was very hard to do in C. So I would suggest if your primary language is C++, also know somewhat Java, because Java helps a lot. Because in like online assessments as well, there in CS fundamentals section there are Java related questions. There are many oops related questions which are specific to Java. So if you have time, and like it doesn't take very much to learn a new language, right? You just have to go around its syntax in 1 week and start some solving some problem around it, use all the data structure once. So like keep a secondary language as well, because I have seen like for 1 or 2 times I have seen that C++ was not there, so I had to stick to Java. And the difference which I could create was because I knew Java, I had no problem doing all the problems. And regarding the level of the problems in Goldman Sachs, I had two coding questions. Time was 30 minutes. The second one was direct implementation of Kosa-Raju's algorithm. It is a algorithm of graphs to find strongly connected component. And the first one was normal brute force and like a very mathematical normal problem, which you can do by brute force or looping, all that stuff. And regarding Trilogy, I got through Codeagon. So it is a contest which contains 6 problems. It is much like Code Forces contest, but the contest which I gave was pretty much algorithmic. So yeah, if your algorithm game is good, you can crack it. And you don't, even in Trilogy, you don't need to crack all the
Thank you,
problems,
Bhaiya.
or you need to be very good in CP. Like in 4 problems, even if you do 2 or 2.5 problems, then also you can get the chance to give CCAT.
If anyone has any other doubt from Kshitij, you can come out to ask it.
Okay,
Good
one
evening, sir.
person, Bharat A, asked something in chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am in second year.
I started. Mhm.
I want to ask how to become. What path should I take? So, how to become a expert and CM on code forces?
Okay. It is
Like
very
I am in
simple.
second year and I'm.
For expert, Mhm. For expert, you should be completing 50 problems of each level until 1800. And with what I mean with doing 50 problems, you should be knowing all the concepts around it as well. Whatever concepts are there in problems until 1800, you should be learning all those, right? Yeah, it is matter of practice only. Like you can find all these
Yes,
like
sir.
I have covered until expert in this document. You can check that out. It is detailed plan how to practice and how to practice.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hmm. So some person Bharat A has written, I started CP 2.5 months back, currently in 4th semester. Okay, 1.5 months passed, and my rating on CF is still 1000. and 1300 on CC. So should I try CP till end of fourth semester or should I switch on DS? Okay. So if you are doing CP, okay, let me give a very brutal, honest opinion. If you are doing CP and you are only until pupil or newbie, you will get nothing from CP. Like in most cases, if you are doing CP, give all in, right? Thrive to excel, thrive to do more problems, learn new topics, learn harder topics, and solve them in contest. So you should at least try to reach to specialist and expert, and for that you will have to do practice. You'll have to do hard practice, and there's no hard and fast rule. So yeah, like you can start with problems which you are comfortable, then keep on doing 50 of every level, the most recent ones. And in the middle, as you discover new topics, you saw the tutorial, you saw there is a new algorithm, sieve is used here, go and learn sieve. Then in suggestion, YouTube suggestion, or in that video suggestion, you will get some other related topics. Then you got to learn that there is a paradigm of algorithm called number theory. Then go and learn everything around it. Okay, then come back and start practicing again, right? So it is just a matter of practice. And in CP, be really competitive, because there is competitive in that name itself. If you are lazy, you do only one problem per day, you are only on newbie or pupil level, okay, you don't thrive to excel, you will not get much from CP, right? So if you are doing competitive programming, be really competitive, like thrive to excel.
So any more doubts from anyone? Tell me if anyone wants to ask something from Kshitij. So I guess we are done with the doubts. Thanks a lot, Kshitij, for coming here today and entertaining the audience and telling them about all your journey and helping them out today.
Yeah,
So
like it was very fun to interact with you all.
yeah. One more question is there. Like someone asked, how should we apply for off campus?
Okay, so off campus. Like I can't suggest anything because wherever I applied, I didn't get even single shortlist. This Goldman Sachs and Trilogy both were like open for everyone, and everyone got the testing. So these were that kind of hirings. Regarding off campus, like I applied many at many places but didn't got anything. So off campus it is very much fuzzy, right? Like if you do everything, then also you might not get your resume shortlisted, and there are several hidden factors involved. So yeah, you can apply there. It takes nothing to apply, right? But more importantly, you should prepare well and wait for your chance. You will get at least 1 2 chance, which are real chance, which you have to convert, right? For example, I applied everywhere in Google, in everything. I got referrals and all that stuff, but got no nothing from anywhere, right? But then I got this one Goldman Sachs, so I gave all in to that, and then later this Trilogy, so gave all into that as well. So you will get like very slight chances in off campus, and you will have to prepare and wait for it for so long and be patient. Okay, in meantime, be patient and keep preparing. That when that is the day, you should be the most confident person in the room, right? So you can keep applying if you wish, right? Though I don't think that matters very much, because most of the places you will not hear anything. But yeah, from, let's say, if you like apply to 20 companies but leave any company, at least one of them was going to reply back, then you can't take risk, right? So it is up to you, you can apply. In those 1 2 real opportunities, you have to convert your chance, right?
Any more doubts from anyone else?
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess we are done now. Thanks a lot, Kshitij, for coming here. It was really nice talking to you.
Yeah, same here, same here.
Okay, then. Bye bye.
Okay, yeah, all right.